Hi, I'm Miriam McDonald. I played Emma Nelson on Degrassi: The Next Generation.
My name's Amanda Steptoe and I played Spike throughout the various generations of Degrassi. Going back to the early 80s, my character Spike had a baby and she blossomed into a beautiful young lady.
Ready to go? Just a minute.
Who was our jumping off point for the next generation.
I love you more than anything else in the world, okay? Mommy, I was so scared. Oh, I know you were, baby.
When was the last time you two saw each other exactly?
We were trying to figure that out, like 15 years
Would
or
it have?
so.
It was probably the Emma and Spinner wedding episode.
18, 19 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
It's been a while.
Ages.
I'm a horrible parent.
Going through all this process and mentally preparing yourself to go through this process, like coming back together, people you haven't seen in decades, how do you work through that?
It was definitely not a decision that I made lightly. As we reveal in the documentary, there were absolute highs and there were challenging moments. In my past, I felt an obligation to make everything just kind of come off as if it was perfect, which wasn't true. And it's also not what the audience ever wanted. They wanted authentic, honest, relatable stories. So I came into the interview process thinking, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be as vulnerable as they need me to be to share something real and meaningful.
You know, being a teenager at the time and you know, especially after the show got so huge and then it ending and, you know, not having enough money for groceries yet still being in the public eye, and it really kind of makes an impact on you. So it would be opening up that. Stacey Mistician, who played Caitlin throughout the series, she's one of my very closest best friends, and so we talked a lot to each other about like, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? And Stacey and I felt like we didn't have anything more to give. Yeah. We just felt like things had already been taken, but at the same time, the fan base is so frickin' incredible. It's like we were thinking of them. Not individuals, but the franchise as a living being legend that it has become.
I'm wondering what you learned about each other watching this documentary that maybe you didn't know beforehand.
I'll go first.
Yes.
Because I watched it and I had no idea what Miriam was going through. And I don't cry, but I was shedding tears because I'm like, oh, I'm a horrible person. I had no idea. You hit it so well. I mean, I met your mother, I met your sister, and it was just really heartbreaking to watch that. So
I'm sorry that I made you cry, and I felt it was it was important to share. Oh, now I'm gonna cry again because you're gonna make me cry. It's not fair. But yeah, I felt it was an important vulnerability to show. I also felt there was a misconception about this glow up that people referred to me having, when in reality I was recovering from anorexia, and my glow up was actually just kind of finding my healthy body. When I had really struggled for a lot of years not being that way.
I'm wondering how equipped you were, because obviously tackling these topics on the show and then having real people in real life reach out to you, how equipped were you to deal with that when like fans were reaching out saying, oh, I'm dealing with this issue, or I'm dealing with something, an issue like this? How equipped were you exactly?
Fans were reaching out, young mothers. I would even get presents at the office, like used baby clothing and teddy bears and stuff like that, because it was such a, I guess we realistically portrayed it so well. But I also want to point out though, at that particular time, our fan mail went to Playing with Time and it was vetted. So we did only see the positive stuff. So we were sheltered from, I'm sure there was some negative mail as well.
I would always be so astounded at how people would come up to me and cry, and they would be pouring their hearts out to me as if we were best friends. And it's such an honor to have been able to kind of elicit that degree of relatability with somebody. So as much as the mall tours were overwhelming, and they made me feel like one day I'm, you know, just walking down the street and one day I'm somehow supposed to be like a celebrity or something like that, it was also this amazing way to connect with fans and really see firsthand how impactful the show was.
Going through all this process, where does Degrassi live in your mind?
The first thing that comes to mind is how grateful I am to have had the opportunity, to have met the people, to have been through all of the things that I've been through. I really believe everything happens for a reason. It wasn't by accident that they picked an awkward little kid with very little experience to, you know, lead this new show from the first episode. So it's an immense amount of gratitude. I mean, it's always gonna be with me, and it may follow me. I mean, I don't know if Roku wants to keep broadcasting it.
For me, it's like a really nice childhood memory for the most part, right? I'm still really good friends with individuals that I met as part of the show that are my ride or dies. I had great experiences traveling. I love to travel, so you know, filming in a different location or having the chance to do a mall tour somewhere outside of where I lived. I was always really excited about the opportunities that it brought to me. So I do have mostly fond memories, right, of it. Where it's not so fun sometimes is like you're looking up online, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not getting paid for that either. Like, so you're mixed with holy crap, it's everywhere across the world on all these streaming platforms, and whether it was a union show or non-union, you're like, someone's making some money off of this.
I refuse to believe that you are the age that you are, because my goodness, you are like a fine wine, and it was so wonderful to see you. And I'm so excited we got to connect. I know. Say hi to your puppy.
Thank you to the both of you for doing this. Congratulations and good luck this week. Have so much fun.